Hello, and I'm going to do a video on the clues to the Phantom Initiate assignment. Now, is this video going to tell you how to unlock it? No. Do I know how to unlock it? No. Does anybody know how to unlock it? Not yet. But some clues in the form of symbols have been found in all the maps, and what I'm going to do is go through those symbols where they are so you can go out and look at them, because I don't know if where they're placed on the maps makes any difference. Then I'll give you a breakdown of what the symbols are, where they come from originally, what their meaning is, and then you will know as much as I do, and you can come up with theories on your own trying to solve it without having to run around like a headless chicken to work all this stuff out, which is what I've been doing. Because no one so far seems to have stuck all this together into one video or one page. It's all plastered everywhere. So first of all, let's have a look at where these symbols are, starting with Lumbini Gardens. I've no idea if there's an order to these, I'm just doing them in the order that I came across them. So the first one is at the bottom of the stairs at the railway station, and it's here on this metal screen. Next one is on the front of the train closest to the railway station, and again it's one of these line symbols. The third symbol is inside this pagoda. It's the one that's furthest away from the railway station, and it's on the wall just next to the door. And again, it's one of these three line symbols. The fourth one is also on a pagoda, and it's the one closest to the cafe. This symbol is on the support pillar outside, and it's a couple of pictograms. One representing a compass, one a man holding his arms out. Final symbol is quite well hidden, and it's on top of the cafe. That's the other cafe outside the gardens, and it's inside this ice cream cooler. The symbols on Pearl Market. First one is in the bus station, and again it's by a doorway. And we've got another three line symbol. This time two broken lines, one solid line. The next symbol on Pearl Market is actually on what I think is C flag in Conquest Large, which is called Market, and it's another three line symbol on the tiled wall. This one's a bit hard to spot because it's quite small and it's next to the area of broken tiles. There's one by this little base, and it's on the side of the trailer cabin. It's a two symbol pictogram of a head and some fire. So we've got two types of symbols. We've got the pictograms and we've got the three lines. The next one is on the roof at what I think is E, and it's on the end of this gas cylinder. It's another one of the three line symbols, this time with all the lines broken. And this one doesn't always appear for some reason. If we move on to propaganda, our first symbol is by the statue in one of the rooms that links with the doors. And next to the door is a pictogram of a horse and what I think is an open padlock, but I'm not sure about that one. Second symbol is at the back of the military base connecting to the statue, and again it's two pictograms. We've got an ear and a Chinese dragon. Third symbol is on the base of the obelisk in the middle of the road, and it's one of the three line symbols, this time with three solid lines. Fourth symbol is right at the back of the area to the left of the railway tracks, and we have a pig and a compass pointing southwest. And the final symbol on propaganda is in one of the tunnels under the railway, and it's right down here low, and it's another one of these three line symbols, two broken lines, one solid line. Sunken Dragon again has a lot of symbols on it. The first one is right here on this little hut next to the pool, and we've got a fat man and a globe. Next one is on this ladder. So if you start going down it, you'll see it at the top. It's a three line symbol and they're all solid. and the next symbol is just along the key side on the next ladder along. So you run on the key, get to the top of this ladder and go down, and we'll see a different kind of symbol. So this one is a mathematical symbol, and I'll go into what it means later, but it's quite a famous mathematical symbol. Next we have two near the switches for the pumping station. So here we've got an eye and a foot pictogram, which is on one of the columns that supports the arches. And if we go up the steps and go through the room with the switches in, turn around over the doorway, we have one of the three line symbols. Solid line, broken line, solid line. And for the next couple of symbols, it's better to have the lake drained. It makes it a lot easier. If we look at this pagoda roof next to the restaurant, you'll see we've got one of the three line symbols, this time with three solid lines. And if we move around to the other side of the restaurant, near the steps, you've got an entrance to a sewer or something, and on top of the lid we've got another couple of symbols. Looks like a raindrop falling into water and a head. So that's all the symbols there are on the maps, and as you can see they're broken into two types: the three lines and the pair of pictograms. But we also have the mathematical symbol, so let's have a look at that one first. So the symbol that's on the ladder in Sunken Dragon is what's known as the golden spiral, or Fibonacci spiral. And the Fibonacci spiral is a widening spiral that follows the Fibonacci sequence. So Fibonacci was an 11th century mathematician, pretty much put Arabic numerals into Western civilization, and he also created this Fibonacci sequence. And the Fibonacci sequence is incredibly simple. So you add 1 and 1, you get 2. If you take a 1 and a 2, you get 3. If you take 2 and the 3, you get 5. 3 and 5, 8, and so on. And by using this to create bigger and bigger boxes, you get the Fibonacci spiral. And this spiral appears in nature all over the place. Lots of creatures with shells use the spiral for how their shells are formed. Flowers use it. It's everywhere. And lots of great artists have used the Fibonacci sequence and the spiral to compose their pictures, how they're proportioned, where the horizon is, all that kind of stuff. So this spiral image on the wall must be pointing us at the Fibonacci sequence, and it will have something to do with how we crack the other symbols. Now let's take a look at those more common symbols that we're seeing. We have the three line symbols that have got solid or broken lines, and we have the symbols that are formed by two pictograms. So at least one of each type of symbol appears on each map, and there doesn't seem to be a fixed number or order. So some of them have only got one set of pictograms, but propaganda has three, so maybe each map has its own word, I don't know. But those are the ones we get, and they come from the Ching Trigrams. This is a form of divination or fortune telling from China, and the broken line stands for yin and the solid line stands for yang. Now if you're wondering, have I seen these before, you may have seen them on the South Korean flag. There are 8 of these symbols because that's the number of combinations you can have of broken and solid line if you're using 3 lines. So I've pinched this table from Wikipedia, and the Wikipedia page on I Ching is where you want to go if you want to learn more about what these symbols mean. But as you can see, each one has a variety of different meanings depending on the situation and what kind of thing you're looking at. So they've all got animals and parts of the body, and moods and elements. And when you look through this table, you can see that those pictograms also appear in this list of meanings. So boxed in red here, I have all those pictograms converted onto the meanings of the I Ching Trigrams. Now the only one I'm not sure about is open. I was basing that on the symbol being a padlock, but it might be something different. But as you can see, every symbol that we have in those pictograms is matched up on this table. We've got all the animals, all the body parts, even the compass directions and the elements. So it would seem that both sets of symbols are on this table, and so we can be pretty sure that both sets of symbols relate to I Ching. Originally what you would do is you would pick a pair of those trigrams, usually from a tiles, and then you would put those into this table. So you'd use one across the top, one down the side, and that would give you a number between 1 and 64. Then you would compare that number to a list of fortunes, and that would be your fortune. We do have some pairs of trigrams because we know we can convert these images into trigrams, and then we can put those into the table. And if we do that, we get something interesting. What we get is the first 8 numbers of the Fibonacci sequence. So that's 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13 and 21. So 1 and 1 are at the start of the Fibonacci sequence because you can't form it without them. So we now know that these symbols relate to the Fibonacci sequence, but we don't have any idea what these symbols relate to yet. And there's no obvious pairings for them because on 2 of the maps we have 3 symbols on each. And that's all the information we know about the Phantom Initiate at this time. We've got the symbols, we know the Fibonacci sequence is involved, and we've got a bunch of symbols we haven't been able to decode yet. There is a ton of speculation, theories, people trying to work things out. The forums are bombarded with it, but I haven't included any of that because we don't know any of it for sure. So all I'm included in this video is the facts we know for sure from the maps. And you now know as much as anyone else does out there. So what I'll try and do is put the images of the symbols from the maps online. I'll put links to those in the description, along with a link to the wiki pages for I Ching and for the Fibonacci sequence. Now all you have to do is find out the answer to the puzzle and let me know so I can unlock the Phantom Initiate. Thanks for watching.